Hello on day 6 of our SI joint and sciatica challenge. Nice that you are here again today. Have you ever heard of fascia roller massage? What it is and how it can help you mobilize and relax your fascia? I will show you now. Do you actually know what fascia is? Actually, there is only one fascia, namely a three-dimensional spider web network that runs through the entire body, but also appears quite flat in some areas. For example, the fascial layers surround each muscle, such as these 3 different muscle parts of the gluteal muscles. And small threads, you may know this from eating meat, it's small threads, some are more and some are less tight in meat. Those are the fascia threads. And in the fascia rolling massage, we assume that by rolling, the fascial structures where water is also stored are relaxed. Fresh water can flow in, and everything that is pressed and rolled in the area is nicely relaxed and well supplied with new nutrients. And the most important effect for us is that through this relaxation, the pain usually decreases, and you can feel that right away. We use the Medi-Roll for this, and we will now do the following exercise. Imagine you are sitting on the floor and sit down. Here is the ischium, and then we practically roll the entire buttocks at this angle. And then you position yourself a bit diagonally, then we do the same again, and then the same again even from the side. And then we come wonderfully into this area where there is also a lot of hardening in the gluteal muscles and try to dissolve it all. You will soon feel how it feels. The fascia roll massage is basically a complement to the exercises. The exercises elongate everything nicely, and here the metabolism is increased, additionally relaxed. This works wonderfully together in an overall effect. Also, let's start rolling. So, now it starts.
Very nice.
Maybe beforehand, this is the fascia rolling massage set with the Medi-Roller, Mini-Roller, Medi-Ball, Mini-Ball. And if you already have that, maybe you already have that, then you can of course also use it in yesterday's training. In the exercise, you can also use it to support and press. This is such a ball as you might have been able to take from other contexts. But that would also be possible. What do we do now? Now we do 3 rolling actions. And by the way, go a little higher on the mat. Oh, I see, exactly. And the bottles, of which I spoke yesterday, now choose a bottle, a plastic bottle, which has a diameter of about 8 or 9 centimeters, and then sit on it. You sit down on the ischium. Yes, the ischium, feel it briefly. The ischium is this bone that can be felt down here. So you sit on top of it on the roll, and now it's just about moving very, very slowly from here. We roll very, very slowly, not back and forth, because we want to, if possible at all. There are debates among scholars about whether this is possible, but I find the idea quite good. And the effect is definitely perceptible, how the intercellular fluid and what hangs between the fasciae is displaced in one direction and always towards the heart. Therefore, no matter where we always roll in only one direction and always towards the heart. And you notice I move quite slowly, and I go with the pelvis, which is pretty horizontal, with the buttocks and the roller further and further, and you notice it hurts a bit there. There is pressure. If it hurts too much, I simply lift myself a little with my hands supporting so that not all the weight rests on the roll, and it always continues, but slowly. Imagine there are many, many tiny spaces, and we want to squeeze this fluid through there so that fresh water can flow back on the back with nutrients and so that the cells are nourished nicely. What I have not yet said, in the areas where there is pain, where there is tension, the metabolism is usually completely shut down. That means, a bit exaggeratedly said, a lot of dirt and waste is still hanging around between the cells, so to speak, and cannot be disposed of. Because waste is always disposed of through movement, if the movement is restricted, then it can no longer be transported away, and the process that we are pushing forward a little with that.
Where am I rolling?
You keep rolling further up to the iliac crest, and you notice that the higher you go, the more you can let yourself sink down a bit. And keep going. I have to adjust my transmitter from the microphone a little here. It's bothering right now, you notice up there it's really sensitive, and when you notice you're at the edge of the ilium, it gets really sensitive. Because the bone is quite close to the surface, but the receptors we want to target are also located on the bone, so it's not bad at all. You just have to be careful not to press down with too much weight. So, and now I've sort of come over the bone, then we go down slowly. I just have to put this part somewhere else now, otherwise it disturbs too much while rolling.
I believe I will do the same as you.
Okay, and then we go back on the ischium, and in the second round, which we are doing now, we come with the pelvis at an angle, yes, maybe about 45 degrees, yes, a little more calmly. The left hip is significantly higher than the right one, and as a result we now have a different point of pressure in the buttocks. You will notice it immediately. Roll very slowly all the time. Not much seems to be happening, but keep going. Do it because you will feel a good effect afterwards. I am very sure of that. Very slowly, keep going, and make sure that the intensity of the pressure, the roller on the buttocks, the bottle on the buttocks, depending on what you are using, is just right so that you can still bear it well. Slowly but surely, this is a nice activity for the evening actually. The movie is playing, the conversation is flowing, whatever, and you are doing it almost casually. And it doesn't matter how long it takes, because this is a time that you value anyway.
In this angle, I definitely feel a lot more.
Do you feel more? Okay.
Yes, definitely.
You have learned something new today, right?
Yes, it's true. You should apply it right away.
Yes, I believe I have always done it with a straight hip, and I did not achieve the same effect. And now I am slowly back towards the edge of the pelvis.
Yes, now I have arrived.
Yes. Okay. And now we do the same thing again, but sideways, okay? We start again up there, but we go pretty sideways. You can now leave the leg like this. You can also put it here. You always have to feel where it is better.
Really sideways?
Yes, correctly lateral.
So that it lies properly on the side?
If you are lucky enough to have our Medi-Roll at home, there is a small indentation where you place the femur bone, so you can still press firmly without it hurting too much in the middle because of that small depression. That's why we have incorporated them. Yes, now you are always moving forward and are actually quite from the side. And attention, the hip bone is super sensitive in most people. If you notice this on yourself, then be very, very careful there and only roll over it very, very gently.
I'm just noticing it.
Support yourself in a way that there is not much weight on it anymore. You can then lift off from the roll with your left foot and even lift yourself off the roll with your arms so that you can adjust the weight very, very precisely. And when you go over the hip bone, you'll notice you come into a hollow and it feels especially good. I can feel it again because there are gluteal muscle components in there that are in desperate need of being properly worked out.
What I wanted to say or ask just now is, I notice it completely when I do it right now, that when I tense the gluteal muscle, I can't really get in.
I think one must be careful there. That one does not tense it during the exercise. Yes, one must let it go.
If you then prevent it a little bit from getting in there.
So as not to come to an intensity too high. So if you notice that you want to tense your glute muscle to reduce the pressure, then it's better to support yourself more and lift yourself more away from the roll.
It just happens subconsciously.
Yes, but one should always make oneself more aware of this body feeling. That is something that also gives a completely different body feeling. And then we eventually arrive at the edge of the ilium and can slowly descend. I would recommend after watching this video that you go into the exercise and test it. Because probably you'll notice, wow, something has really happened there through the rolling. This goes in a completely different position now. So that was the rolling. And stay tuned, because tomorrow there will be the final act, so to speak. We'll do all exercises one after the other, and the pressing and the rolling in a flow, in a sequence. And tomorrow we will also do the test for you. How far have you actually come? You will notice that right away during the first exercises. I can hardly imagine that you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, but if that's the case, now is your chance. And here below you will find another exercise video. Have fun with it. Goodbye, see you tomorrow to continue the challenge